You want to turn it on?
You're on.
Now, is it on?
Yes, it is.
Or was it on?
Right when you said it, I turned
Okay,
it
well,
on.
let's call the meeting to order. It's 9 o'clock. Well, welcome to everybody. We have a lot of guests this morning. I'm not sure what we did wrong, but I'm sure it was something because everybody showed up to see us today. Anybody that would like to speak, this is your time. If you signed in, well, we'd like for you to speak. I know we have Rodrigo Estrada, who's the Chief of Staff for Congressman Tony Gonzalez. Would you like to be the first one? Because I know you're busy. Congressman's got you moving, I'm sure.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rodrigo Estrada, and I'm the new Regional District Director for Congressman Tony Gonzalez. As you all may know, Congressman Tony Gonzalez represents the 23rd Congressional District of Texas, which includes both the community of Clint as well as the east side of El Paso, stretches all the way down to San Antonio. We're a very large district, and our district office for West Texas is located in Socorro City Hall, down on Horizon Boulevard. Our door is always open if any members of the board or any members of the community ever need any assistance with federal programs. We have a caseworker team dedicated to assisting constituents. Also, I understand that the congressman has been able to allocate funding to the water district in the past. And
We thank you for that, and thank him from us.
Yes, I certainly will.
Really appreciate it.
Will do. And we look forward to working with you in the future for any other projects that benefit the community. I've been able to work with Omar to brainstorm projects and help assist him with providing letters of support for future projects and grant applications. Omar has my contact information if any member of the board would ever like to reach out to our office. But if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll be staying for most of the meeting in case there's any questions.
You don't have anything better to do, you'll be bored to death.
No, I appreciate the opportunity to learn more. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming, and thank the congressman, because it's tremendous what he's done for us.
Will
We
do.
really appreciate it.
And Rodrigo has been accepted to Harvard Law School.
Yes, sir.
So he'll probably be leaving in
Next year.
Next year.
That's impressive, Rodrigo.
Thank you.
That is impressive. Congratulations. Very good. All right, who's next?
Woody Urban.
Oh, wait.
Well, I'm Woody Urban, Bureau of Reclamation, and I want to say hello to everybody. I want to express a special hello to Mr. Omar Martinez and my old boss, Bert Cortez. It's a pleasure being here.
Are you
Thank you very much.
calling him old, or are you just your old?
Well,
Old on the box, or was he old on the person?
Now you can call him old there.
I
My former
think it
boss.
both apply. So.
my former boss.
Well, thanks for being here. Okay.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, welcome, Blanca.
My name is Blanca Spear Applewhite, and I'm the daughter of Jim Spear. It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to have you.
Thank you, Mr. Stubbs. I was born in El Paso. I love El Paso. I currently live in Dallas, and I'm currently working to support the federal government, and I work as a Spanish language analyst. I also support my husband, who's a wound care doctor in Dallas. He's from Plano. And I have 4 children. I have one daughter who's entering her last year at the U.S. Naval Academy. I have twins that are at A&M. They're starting their 2nd year, and I have a 10-year-old. So in addition to the work that I'm doing, supporting my husband and supporting the federal government, I am working on my master's degree. And it is through the Texas A&M School of Government, the George Bush School of Government. And it's in public service and administration with an emphasis on Homeland Security. So I have for years heard my father talk about coming to these meetings. And as this last semester I studied infrastructure and border security and so forth in my fundamentals of Homeland Security class, I thought, you know what, I finally need to make it to a board meeting for the El Paso Water Improvement District. So I also wanted to convey my thanks to you and relay my father's continued support. His love of El Paso, the city, the county, and the Water Improvement District is why he moved back to El Paso from Dallas, and why I never could get him to move back to Dallas. So I just wanted to thank you all so much. And he sends his regards, he's staying strong, and as I told Art this morning, he's teaching me how to be tough as I get older. So thank you very much for your service.
We would like to express our appreciation to your dad, too. the things that he has done for this district in the last probably 35 or 40 years, I'm not sure exactly how long, are astonishing, tremendous. I mean, people that don't know what has gone on, but over the years, he's been a great ally and a great asset to this district forever. And we appreciate his service, and we appreciate your mom and the rest of you guys in supporting the district always.
Well, you are right. He's been staunch and steadfast.
Yes.
So,
He's probably the most energetic or most involved advocate that you could ever have. When he's your advocate, get ready, he's your advocate, and he was always for the district. And he really, really did a lot of great work for us.
anyone that has him on your side can never be afraid.
That's for sure. Well, thank you very much for being here. It sounds like you have a very successful family, and I know you're proud of your children. I can see it all over you, and what you say about it is really great, and I know Jim is too.
Well, I give a lot of credit to the city of El Paso. They grew up coming here every year,
Yeah.
about twice a year. They love El Paso.
Really?
Every
Okay.
time they know about the news from El Paso, they always tell me. In fact, my 10-year-old currently has a football coach through the YMCA who played at UTEP.
Oh, okay. So he's
Charles
connected.
Haley Jr. And my son came home and he said, Mama, my coach, he didn't tell me my coach's father has 5 Super Bowl rings, played for the Dallas Cowboys. What he told me was my coach played at UTEP.
That's all that matters. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your kind words.
Thank you so much.
Okay, who's next? Robert, I'm sure you got something to say.
I don't want to spoil all the good nature here today.
Robert, we would expect you to do, would not expect you to do otherwise, so. Anybody else? Okay, well, thanks for everybody for being here. Let's move along, start on the agenda. The minutes of May the 11th are in your packet, and we have an addition or a correction that Sharon gave me just a while ago. So did everybody get the correction?
Yes.
Yeah. So the minutes are corrected. All right, so do I hear any comments or questions about the minutes? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve them as corrected, I suppose.
I'll make that motion.
Hey, Mark makes a motion. Larry seconds. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Lisa, you have anything?
Not today.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Mary, you're on.
Good morning.
We're gonna have to get Mary a microphone though. Talk up the, she can't even talk loud. She doesn't know how, but the best you can.
Not even when she's yelling.
That's not what her son said.
One second, I just forgot something. Chewy mentioned to me this morning that we have an employee that's been here, celebrated her 40th year with the district, and we'd like to recognize her. Kathy, stand up.
Yay.
We can never have a district without Kathy, because she's the policeman, she keeps everybody in line, all the customers and all the people in here, and we'd be sorely remiss with Kathy. Thank you for your service, Kathy. Sorry, I forgot. Go ahead.
Okay. On our first report, which is the investment report, I know you had a concern in regards to the interest rates, Mr. Goodon, for the main checking account and the dewatering. During last month's board meeting, there was a slight increase from 0.08% to 0.15%.
Great.
Yes, it was an overall management increase
job.
approval.
Appreciate it.
That's the reason we kept them short term, because it's gotta come up someday, couldn't go any lower.
Exactly.
Good job.
We did take one of the CDs. It will not reflect until the following month's board reports. We took CD 7753965, closed that out. left some funds in the main checking account and will reinvest at $4 million for 12 months at a rate of 2.16% with the Treasury
How
bill.
much?
2.16.
Wow. Now we get it up to about 10, we'll be in business. That's amazing.
We get up there, I think, yeah.
We're in trouble.
We're in trouble.
I'm just thinking on this other side.
And I would just like to leave the investment as, you know, we need that diversification with CDs and Treasury bills.
Any questions on the balance sheet, Art?
No, I do not.
Well, that's a new one.
That's
You escaped, Mary.
escaped on the balance sheet. The following report is our net revenue. We are at a 91% meet on our budget for the net revenue, on the net revenue side. We do have two accounts where we are pending funds. One of them, those are the annual invoices which are not billed until closer to the end of the fiscal, which is account 40218.
Okay.
And then the drain maintenance account 40252, we are still pending on the final approval on the renewal of the contract.
Looks like you're pretty well on target for the rest of the years.
Yes. On our expenses, we are at around 53%, and we do have 5 months remaining in this fiscal. And there are a few accounts that we will be meeting that goal of our budget.
Looks like. That's great, that fuel. So you all know how to make one of those budgets, so you make sure you make it. Very good.
Following is our $500 check report.
I see you spread them up in different categories, that's good. Check. That's good. It's the first time I've seen it, so that's really
We've had, with the help of Alan, have improved on this $500 check report the last 2 months, I believe.
good. He didn't tear up the report like he did the clock?
No, we did not.
I don't think it's not in the $500 report yet.
What's the clock doing back? Where'd that go?
It's a new one. So that, Judy, I said that other clock was 20 years old, right?
Not quite, but 10.
Evidently Greenwich had moved.
Yeah, something. It
was a couple
didn't
minutes
have the
off.
new equations, and so we got rid of it. It was broken.
Any questions of the $500 check report, guys?
I have one on number 76. That's the dewatering refund, did that mean they didn't?
When there's a dewatering license, we do estimate an amount that they will be dewatering. So we have it in a holding account, and then anything that is not met as earned revenue is returned to the
Also,
vendor.
before they start dewatering, they have to pay something.
Yes, they
You
do
were
pay
teaching me
upfront.
one day.
Yes, and just to
Okay,
let you
so-
know that on this one, we actually got it back because they started on the opposite side, that's correct? Thank you.
Yeah, they started the second phase of the project. So phase one, we're here about 75, that's what we're talking about.
Which project was that?
This would have been licensed
3041.
3041, yeah. So
In the Upper Valley.
Yeah,
Yes, and so phase one was completed early,
right.
and then they were awarded phase two, so they started drilling on the other side of North Loop to begin phase two, so technically we received the money back.
Yeah, they deposited 60,000 as a deposit, so we
So
got
that's
it back.
standard operating procedure.
Yeah, we make them pay up front on what they estimate.
Oh, gotcha.
Because once they finish, they don't have to pay you.
Yeah, some of the companies are from out of town, so we got
Yeah.
tired of trying to track them down.
Okay, good idea. Okay.
And for some reason, that last payment never came in this way.
Once they finish, they forget about
You
you.
forget about that last one.
And all our fuel prices have gone down, and
Yeah.
you-
In our sleep. In our dreams.
unbelievable. Any other questions of our $100 check report? I just got one comment about that, Mary. You're gonna have to quit spending so much money in the office. $10 is a little much, yeah. All right.
Shay, what did you professionally develop? Well, that's part of the travel for Supreme Court for Atlanta and Minneapolis.
I got you.
And then legal and consulting fees budget, we go through in a hurry and don't look at.
Well, I just noticed, one good thing about it, Al's billing machine is busted.
It'll be fixed.
It's
an interest-free loan, but Mary's waiting for a CD to come due, so.
Don't be concerned about that, you'll fix that one. Any other questions of Mary? Well, she's here. Good job as always, Mary. Okay, Rose Rodriguez, you got the floor. Good morning.
We're going to start off with, I've got 3 tax adjustments. That's a total of $162.35. Did you have any questions on those?
I don't think so, why don't you run through them real quick?
I'm sorry, could you want me to go?
Just go ahead, yeah,
Okay.
run through them real quick.
So on the first one, this is a property that was sold, or a resale. It was a trustee account, that's when we try to collect our unpaid taxes through a tax sale, and there's no bid. So it becomes a trustee account. Well, here comes the city of Socorro, acquired this land, and actually this land has been abandoned, it's a road.
Okay,
So the property was given to the city of Socorro for $10.
okay.
So we have to remove the unpaid taxes.
And we got 6 cents.
We got
Yes,
6
sir.
cents
Out of the
back.
$10,
After
our
spending
share was
thousands of
6
dollars,
cents.
record all this, then we get
Yes.
6 cents.
Highlighted in red that we got 6
6
cents.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
nice.
sir. The second one is from a property owner to the city of El Paso as a trustee account. Again, this is one of the taxes not being paid. We try to collect by filing a tax suit. We try to sell the property, there was no bid, so it becomes a trustee account. So we are actually owners, so it becomes exempt. So we had to do a proration of taxes. The third one, we have Mr. O'Dean sold the property to a community church, revive the church, and also because the entity is exempt, there is a proration of taxes. So it's a total of $162.35 for the year.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the adjustments that Rose presented?
So, second.
Okay, there makes a motion. Got it, and Art seconds, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Okay.
Our next report, we got the city of El Paso, Lower Valley Water District, and a report on tax suits. This is for information purposes. Do you have any questions on that?
One suit settled?
Only
Road?
one, sir.
Just
Yes, yes, for this one, or last time, I should say.
Now 200.
Out of 197, yeah.
Yes. Out of 197, we got 196.
Yes, sir.
That's like pushing the web meter, but no.
If you have no questions, I can go to the next report. There's a comparison on collections, our 2020 tax year versus our 2021. 2020, we're at 96.1768%. And I'm happy to announce we're exceeded that, we're at 96.41 $1.49.
And I want to note a typo, I think I wrote in a typo.
You did? Where?
The one right above that on May, it says 96.86, it's supposed to be a 95.86, correct?
On the 2021 or
On the
2020?
2020,
2020.
any other typo? Just a typo.
Okay, I'll check into that.
Look across May. Look at May of 20, it says May of
Oh, did I do the
2021.
wrong one?
Oh, 21, okay.
It says May of 2021.
May 2021 is 96.86.
We had to give some back, we adjusted, so it went down.
Oh, is that what happened?
I think it's 95.
It's 95.
Okay.
I'm just having fun with you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's.
Yeah, Art looks at all this stuff, I mean, to the level of every
No,
line.
not everything.
That's good, that's good.
No, we're still a little behind from last year, right, Ron?
Well, we are ahead from last year on our
Pardon me?
percentage. We're ahead.
Yeah.
on our
We're
percentage.
ahead?
Yes, sir.
Did it wrong?
I saw water in the river again.
Yes.
Honey,
Well, I figured
Yes,
it
it does
was
make a
in
difference.
yeah.
That's it for me, thank you.
Anyway, that's good. Thank you, Rose.
Thank you.
Good work. Anybody can come up with getting 6 cents, you're keeping a very accurate record.
Yeah, I called them, I'm like, where's my money? You only get 6 cents.
All right. General Manager, you're on.
Okay, item A, we were awarded a U.S. Bureau of Reclamation grant for $200,000 to continue working on our telemetry upgrade. And so that award has been approved, and we should be meeting on that pretty soon to start planning for the upgrading and purchasing of new radio equipment that Al wants to upgrade the radio equipment on the telemetry and on some of the sites, and other supplies that we need. So that's $200,000. That's, I think, the second one, Omar, that we've gotten to upgrade our telemetry system.
Third one, if you
Third
count
one?
the wells.
Okay. Third one. So we've got that approved. On item B, Congressman Gonzalez has picked our Riverside Canal application for a grant, a special earmark, as they call them, for $994,000 to concrete line another mile of the Riverside Canal. That would be phase 6 of the Riverside Canal that we would be working on. So we've gotten that approved by the congressman, so it'll go now and hopefully get the funding, hopefully by the end of the year.
Can we see
Thank
that?
you, Maria.
Is that on the, can we see that one up here, Al, or? I want to see where this one is.
I
Where's
don't
it
think
going?
we have it.
I can point you towards that.
I think it's only for this, on the screen, yeah, that's, yeah, just do it.
So we are currently working on 8 different phases for the Riverside Canal. The work that you might have seen recently with near the Iseta del Sur Pueblo that Peach has completed, it ends around here. This is what we're calling phase 3. And then we, in talking with Robert, with Dr. Blair, Mr. Reyes, Pete, we decided that there's more problems in the downstream section around Wasteway 2, and that we would refocus our efforts here. So recently we've been awarded phase 5 from the Texas Water Development Board, which is this section right here. That is the sediment control structure that we had talked about before. Then we were also awarded this year phase 4. This is the area around Wasteway 2. And then phase 6 is actually immediately upstream from phase 4. So it'll be right around this area. If you see, the best way to think about it is this new development that's happening here, and then it's across this, I believe it's natural gas station in Mexico. Power plant in Mexico. So through the different grants, we are phasing out the Riverside, and hopefully in coming years, we should be able, and the applications that we're submitting in this season, we should be able to wrap up that up to Wasteway 2 will be finished.
So this phase 6 hasn't even got.
That's right in front of the Royal Farm, right?
I wouldn't know, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's it, right?
yes.
Yeah.
By the way.
And Pete completed all the way to the Stallings checks. So we want to continue from the Stallings checks down. We already have a USBR grant to do that. And since we got the settling basin funding for all the sediment, and Al's been wanting to work on that. Of course, he's going to have to start working on the engineering first and so on, and so we can get that completed. But that has been awarded by the Texas Water Development Board.
The settling basin. Settling basin you're talking about?
Yeah,
We have to build a sediment removal area, so we won't be lining that, we'll keep it earthen, so we can use the dozers. But at some point, we can like keep pushing the sand so far, guys. I mean, the sand doesn't disappear.
How about Benton? Is there?
No, we don't. I'm not too worried about that. We need to be able to cut into there, you know, so it's.
It sands up.
Yeah, it's not gonna be that big, and it'll silt up anyway. But, so the amount of water loss is small.
You'll catch it all there where you can clean it out.
Yeah, we just have to build basically a big loading area, so the off-season, the peak can get in there and load. And then if you guys want sand in that area, let us know. We already are sending a lot to you as it is.
It's gonna be after the Partidor?
It's right there past Wasteway 2, right way down, yeah. Right where Riverside starts, where it gets real shallow and real wide.
By holding the wall.
right before the island.
Yeah, before the island, right after the feeder.
So what are y'all projecting to go all the way to the end of the Riverside?
Yeah, I think that was the plan.
By when? In
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years, we should be completed.
Well,
This is one of the only really benefits of the drought.
I think we're talking two different ends, so, yeah, we'll be to
To Wasteway 2.
yeah, the Wasteway 2.
We'll be completed.
To the end of it, down by Clayton.
Not my favorite, no, that's gonna be quite a few years, but we did the initial study all the way down to there, so. but-
I've had people asking about, maybe this is the wrong time, about the regulating reservoir.
Right,
When do we think that'll be put into use?
wait a minute, it says we get $25 million
Is that?
in about 5 years.
And they're also asking, what was our plan, because I couldn't remember off the top of my head. We're hoping it will retain how many acre feet?
It's in two, I think they're trying to, it depends on some of the grants, we're trying to break it into two standalone projects. One would be fairly small, the one that the board authorized earlier, and it's tricky to do that because when you get money, you have to show that it's not a phasing unless it's all one project. You gotta show that it's a standalone, that it don't generate revenue or benefits immediately. So that's hard to break a reservoir up that way because it's designed as a unit. We're still working on that phasing approach to it, but the final phase would be, the 25 million would be for 3,000 acre feet.
Okay, well, that's what I told them. I couldn't remember.
That's the storage, the maximum storage capacity. We expect to cycle it 3 times a year, so it'd be about 9,000 of benefit.
And there's some funding available right now, but Omar and I met with the Bureau of Reclamation Albuquerque office yesterday. But it's not to our benefit because it only pays for 25%, and we have to put up 75% off of that grant. So I talked to Commissioner Palumbo about changing that around and seeing if he
They
could
do
fund the
75
whole.
and we do 25.
Well, no, I asked him for the whole 100%. 25 million.
As well ask for the moon.
And they have funding right now, so now is the time that we can ask for that. So that's what we're working on.
Yeah, there's usually got to be a local component just to show buy-in, but we did the American Canal at a 90-10 on that federal authorization. We've done other ones at 50-50 and some 90. Well, we've done some with the Water Development Board that have been higher, 75-25.
And Pete and I met with NatBank yesterday. They have funding available for us also for concrete lining.
Really?
But the great thing is, yeah, they'll pay for 90% of our project, and we only have to put up 10%, which is quite a difference from what we do with the USBR.
Yeah, that's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
It's not a bad deal.
So we,
Why is the NAD bank?
they've,
The NAD bank's where you borrow money to do it, is it a
they've,
loan?
they've, you know, in the past, maybe 20, 25 years ago, they had funding for irrigation districts. Not too many took advantage of it, and then it went away, but they've come back with funding.
But they're not there's not loans?
They have loans and they have grant
The
money.
loans aren't mechanical, those
So
are difficult. So this is through EPA, just like Jonathan Rogers was built up with a grant through NAD Bank for EPA. So these are environmental funds that are specifically earmarked or targeted for the border, have been. We did 25 million in the lower valley, but it wasn't eligible. We stopped equipment. That was a different treaty issue than our treaty. But now we've got that straightened out, so the funds are available throughout the
They
region.
better use the NAD bank to build a bunch of bridges and roads, because of when this place is getting unbelievable.
So
Yeah, it used to be the sewer systems and things like that. We
That's
we
what
worked
it-
hard on getting it expanded to
That's what got
irrigation.
water is their first treatment plant
Yeah, right.
initiative.
Yeah, that
So
was
we're
in
supposed to
Juarez.
meet with NetBank next week. I asked them to come into our offices so they could meet Omar, and so Omar can start working with them.
You know, it used to be two, it used to be Beck, and remember the border, that's really who we're dealing with. They merged those two together, so now it's just NAD Bank, but we're still in the former Beck part of
I think
that.
it started out back and then they did the NAD bank, now they're together, right?
Yeah, they're all one institution, but the part that we're doing is with the grant part, not the,
Not the loan part.
loan part.
Part of that NAFTA deal, the original.
Yeah, it's part of NAFTA. It was a setup, continuously. It's through
Part of that
EPA.
treaty.
Our money's through the EPA. Both Bustamante, both the wastewater treatment plant and the water treatment plant were primarily from those
Yeah,
funds.
and that was the first sewer treatment plant in Mexico.
Yeah, one in Juarez and then Nogales. It goes all over and quite a bit in Tijuana, right? There's a lot of big.
So since we've covered a lot of my item D, the grant report, I just wanted to mention one more that we've applied for that has been accepted by Congresswoman Veronica Escobar to concrete line 1.25 miles of the Franklin Canal for $999,000. And that would be from the heading to the north-south freeway. So it would take care of all that huge problem area that where Pete has a problem going in with clean vegetation and so on. And so we would cover everything from the heading to the zoo. And then we have $300,000 already allocated to us from Texas Water Development Board to do the zoo area to Paisano.
Sounds like Pete's gonna be busy.
I think, and I'm not, Omar can fill me in, or Mr. Reyes, on the part, the one that's the congressional authorization, I believe there's a component that's a shared path in that one, is that correct?
It would be intended later on if the board authorizes it, but for this grant, it's 100% just a concrete line. There's no shared path component at all.
And Omar's included in there, where Pete's been having a lot of difficulty is having enough dump trucks to move dirt in with good dirt, out with sand. So this two earmarks include us being able to go out and contract with somebody to help us with that.
Yeah, we had in the initial design, we had another sediment removal area that we're gonna do. Again, remember, these areas where you can have a ramp going down into a canal that's still earthen, where you slow the water down and drop the sediment out. So we're targeting those areas not to be lined, but to be where we remove the sediment so that it doesn't go farther down. Someplace we gotta start taking it out, guys. Yeah, I just can't keep moving it down. It's gonna just cause big problems.
You can take it all the way down, put it on March.
I've been trying that. He won't take enough of it fast enough. It's starting to build
He's
up.
got some ground down there to leave for the little sand.
We just don't have enough water to carry it all the way down there. Is a problem.
You just have to do it fast.
Y'all need some clay?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you got plenty of clay down there.
So having finished item D and B and A, item C, we received an application, we actually got contacted by El Paso Water. They're wanting to build a new bridge, they're going to build a new road that goes in directly in front of Robert Bustamante sewer treatment plant. And they plan on expanding the Bustamante treatment plant first, and then they're going to also work on the Jonathan Rogers treatment plant. And they're also going to start working on building some of their warehouses there on their land, industrial land. So they've applied, they've submitted an application to Bert, paid the $3,000 application fee, and so Bert and Al are going to be working on that with El Paso Water for that crossing. But it'll go over, it shouldn't disturb our concrete lining of our Riverside Canal. We talked to them about that, and they don't seem to think that they'll disturb that at all.
Yeah, it'll just be another freespan bridge. It looks just like the one, it's slightly heavy, they want a heavier gauge, but it'll be the,
It's just downstream, right?
yeah.
Yes, it's almost where the Bosque starts and the Bustamante.
Yeah, I was thinking it's getting pretty close to
And keep in mind that we still own a drain in between those two, right there, the river drain. So I don't know if in the future we'll be approached by El Paso Water wanting to buy that section there.
Don't they use that river drain sometimes?
It's filled, yeah.
Huh?
Oh, the one that in the Bosque that we use it for exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one around back we do, but the one that's in between.
That's an old one then.
Yeah, it's a real old one.
Yeah.
At one time, we thought of maybe rebuilding it and connecting to the riverside, but we did away with those plans.
Yeah, that's on the backside. But it'll look, the new bridge will just be a bigger version of this standard bridge that's there now. So they need two. They're going to make them one way, so the trucks go in on one bridge and come out on the other because of traffic issues. But it's a pretty standard.
Okay. Are there warehouses going to be on this side of the canal and on the river side of the canal? Well, yeah, they need many bridges.
Yeah,
They start running those trucks through there, it's a nightmare. Takes a lot of room.
It's
There's a lot of.
yeah, we've got. I think I might as well just stay right here. You got a lot of discussions about this area. I think they're on your agenda, aren't they?
Yes.
So, let's go to closed session. I think the new bridge is right here someplace.
It's
There's a schematic in here, I saw.
yes. Yeah, it's in there. Okay, and then on item D or E, that's the new license 3172. We've been, Mary and I, Pete and Al have been negotiating with the stormwater district of the city of El Paso for a new contract, a new 5-year contract. The ball's in their court right now, so we've been waiting to hear back from them if they agree to our increase.
Yeah,
Okay?
they haven't agreed to it?
And they haven't come,
Well, they haven't.
they haven't, they're reviewing it, is what they told me on Tuesday. And so hopefully they'll finish up pretty soon.
Are those new installations where they're talking about the subsurface water or sewer pipelines, are those new?
I'm sorry,
Which one are you?
D? Talking about existing.
Oh, those are new, or replacement areas that they want to upgrade.
Okay, so there's stuff there they just want to upgrade?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, there's a clause in the existing contract, in that one, it's capital improvement clause. So we're increasing the, but that's an option to them. They could do nothing
Or request as they go along. I think they've targeted, what is it, P3 for replacement on the Mesa drain?
Yes, actually, I think there's, 3 or 4.
Right before Loop 375 and
Right.
between Saragossa and Loop 375. So anyway, we're just waiting to hear back from them, but and then we'll bring it back to you all at the next meeting. Item F, I'd like to go to the closed session with that.
That's where I had marked here. Okay, anything else, Chewy?
No, that's it, unless there's any other questions.
District engineer, you're on.
We haven't gone through an accounting cycle yet. We just started, release was on the 1st. Our water arrived slowly yesterday. And Monday, I guess, was the 1st, but we're still trying to get it up to speed. Mexico took the water yesterday, and we're still, as of this morning, we were about 200 to 300. I guess Robert's not gonna.
No, Robert's not gonna be here. Robert's two grandkids, they're twins, graduated from high school in San Antonio, so
okay.
he ran over there Monday to attend the graduation, so he should be driving back today. But Pete's been helping him out with the water release. We started delivering water in the lower valley area. We built up the canal, so finally the water started getting here. It was a little over 24 hours delayed.
I think it took longer than it's ever taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll
Can you explain it?
No, well, we also made one of the largest releases we've ever made.
And it still took longer.
Yeah.
Was that judge, right?
So I think we'll just wait for closed session and go over some of that stuff. But right now, there's no accounting reports because they haven't gone through an accounting process yet. We'll have that for the next board meeting. We haven't made any new allocations. MR sales dry at this point, or effectively dry. There's a little bit of water coming in. There's water in the middle valley, middle Rio Grande, but none has making it down. Yeah, that doesn't surprise anybody either on that. Without Robert being here, I don't want to speak for him, but I talked to him last night. We think that what additional water that may be available for allocation, we may just need for the losses, so we probably are stuck in that 15 inches. But we'll know more, for the next board meeting, we'll make the final allocation, or we'll just stick with the ones we already
Well,
have.
and it's work in progress, you never know.
Right, the losses are so high that we're gonna have to reassess what we did initially, because I'm sure they're higher than what is in that. Hopefully the monsoons will be early, so it'll give us some relief and make the river perform a little better on setting it up. But yeah, we should.
Always a lot more, we can a lot less. Well, I guess we could.
So unless there are any questions about that, it's not a whole lot to forecast with the river's dry, so upstream of it. We're stuck with what we got, guys. You have any questions?
Any questions about?
And David's here, David Ortega, if you all want to hear a little report from him on on item D. The construction of district canals and.
Sure.
Good morning, everyone. So just a quick recap. The last of the big ticket items that we had left for the construction season, which was license 3093 over here by New Tanks Road. Culvert is ready. Probably this afternoon, I will have that channel dug out. And contractor will go get in there, they'll go and dig out that channel, complete the compaction, and it will be water ready. So that's the last of the big ticket items that we had for this construction season. It was a long construction season, so I'm glad to see it finally wrapped up.
Perfect. Great.
Thank you all.
And David supervises and keeps track of all the dewatering also, and makes daily reports to Bert. Ortega.
No, David.
Yes.
Good report, David.
Yeah.
So very good. There'll be some, which we talked about last time, some small construction stuff that's all going to be through directional drilling, MCIs. So you'll see that stuff out there. It's not going to impact any of our operations because it's only a 2-inch diameter. Mainly up on right now. The next place they're starting to be up on Country Club. But again, just if you do see those crews out there, they're going well below our facilities, and it's a small diameter. So we've allowed them to do this. That's about the only type of construction we allow during the water season. And there'll be some works continuing on some drains and things that don't impact us. So you will see some other people out there. The big ones that are in our canals are wrapping up, right?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I was going to say a while ago that this is a plus to a drought, which are not very many of them, but we have the opportunity to, and Pete's taking advantage of it, to to do all this construction that needs to be done, and we have a lot of time because there is no water in the canal, which is a terrible thing, but we're taking advantage of the time when we don't, so we can revamp our system, which should have been done 100 years ago. But, I'm tickled to death at what all the work all you guys have done, and Chewy and Omar and Pete, making big progress. So just keep up the good work. Pete, you're on.
Okay. Few pictures of the drains, again, I know this is repetition, but I just want to make you guys aware that we haven't slowed down on the drains within the city of El Paso. And now you got the.
It's on the.
It's here?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. Okay.
It works.
It does. On the side, did you turn it on the side?
That's what the buttons on here. Okay, so I'll go through these pictures pretty quick. These first couple of pictures are from drains, again, from the city of, within the city of El Paso. And then I'll go into the other projects. Some of the work we're doing is, again, raising banks on top of the canal system where they're too low, trying